Welcome back to Vanished Files, your go-to channel for chilling crime stories and unsolved mysteries.
Today, we dive into one of the darkest chapters in sports history, the 1919 Black Sox scandal, a tale of greed, betrayal, and a game that shook America to its core. Picture this. It's October 1919, and the Chicago White Sox, a powerhouse team led by first baseman Charles "Chick" Gandil, are set to face the Cincinnati Reds in the World Series.
They're the favorites, with stars like Eddie Cicotte, a pitcher with a deadly knuckleball, and Shoeless Joe Jackson, a batting legend whose swing was pure poetry. But beneath the roar of the crowd lies a sinister plot, one that would tarnish baseball's golden era and leave a mystery that lingers into 2025. The White Sox, nicknamed the Black Sox after this scandal, weren't just playing for glory, they were playing to lose. It all began in the smoky backrooms of Chicago, where gambling was as much a part of the city as jazz and prohibition.
Chick Gandil, a gritty veteran with a taste for easy money, saw an opportunity.
The team's owner, Charles Comiskey, was notoriously cheap, paying his star players meager salaries despite their talent. Gandil, bitter and greedy, hatched a plan to throw the World Series for cash. He wasn't alone. Gamblers, led by the notorious Arnold the Big Bankroll Rothstein, were eager to bankroll the scheme. Gandil roped in key players, pitcher Eddie Cicotte, who felt cheated by Comiskey's broken promises; Claude Lefty Williams, another pitcher with a chip on his shoulder; and infielders Swede Risberg and Fred McMullen. Outfielders Happy Felsch and Buck Weaver joined in, while Shoeless Joe Jackson, despite his reluctance, was pulled into the plot. Even utility player Oscar Gandil's shadow Klein was in on it. The deal: throw the series for $100,000, a fortune in 1919, split among the 8 conspirators. The plan was simple but audacious: lose games deliberately, rigging plays to ensure the underdog Reds would triumph. Whispers of a fix spread through Chicago's underworld, with gamblers like Sleepy Bill Burns and Billy Maharg acting as middlemen, promising the players their payout. As the series began on October 1, 1919, at Cincinnati's Redland Field, the Sox took the field under a cloud of suspicion. Game 1 saw Cicotte, the team's ace, pitch suspiciously poorly, giving up key runs and even hitting a batter with a pitch, a signal to gamblers that the fix was on. The Reds won 9-1, and the crowd sensed something was off. Game 2 was worse. Lefty Williams, usually reliable, walked batters and threw wild pitches, handing Cincinnati a 4-2 victory. By Game 3, back in Chicago, the Sox played cleaner, with Dickie Kerr, a young pitcher, not in on the fix, throwing a shutout to win 3-0. But the conspirators doubled down. In Game 4, Cicotte made blatant errors, deflecting a throw and missing a cutoff that cost the Sox the game. Game 5 saw more sloppy plays, with the Reds taking a commanding lead in the series. The players, however, grew restless. Gandil and his crew hadn't received the promised cash. Tensions rose as gamblers delayed payments, and by Game 6, the Sox won, raising suspicions of a double cross.
The Reds clinched the series in Game 8, winning 10-5 after another lackluster performance by Williams.
The final score: Reds 5, Sox 3. Rumors of a fix exploded. Sports writers like Hugh Fullerton noted odd plays, and fans whispered about betrayal. By 1920, the scandal broke wide open. A grand jury was convened in Chicago, led by prosecutor Charles McDonald, to investigate gambling in baseball. Eddie Cicotte cracked first, confessing to the fix in a tearful testimony: "I did it for the money." Shoeless Joe Jackson followed, admitting he took $5,000 but claimed he played to win. Gandil, Risberg, and others stonewalled, but evidence mounted. Signed confessions, canceled checks, and gambler testimonies tied the players to Rothstein's network.
In 1921, the 8 players, Gandil, Cicotte, Jackson, Williams, Risberg, McMullen, Felsch, and Weaver, faced trial for conspiracy to defraud.
Shockingly, they were acquitted due to missing evidence. Rumors swirled that documents were stolen or destroyed. But baseball's new commissioner, Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis, wasn't having it. Determined to clean up the sport, he banned all 8 players for life, even Buck Weaver, who knew of the fix but didn't participate. Shoeless Joe, despite his .375 batting average in the series, was exiled, his legacy tainted. The fallout was massive. Baseball introduced stricter oversight, and the Black Sox became a cautionary tale of greed. Yet, mysteries remain. Did all 8 players truly throw games, or were some, like Jackson, scapegoats? What happened to the missing bribe money? Did Rothstein pull all the strings, or were there bigger players in the shadows? The scandal's shadow looms large, with no clear answers even in 2025. Some say Jackson's stats prove his innocence. Others argue the fix was too blatant to miss. The Black Sox scandal didn't just banish players from the game, it vanished trust in America's pastime. That's all for today's plunge into the dark side of crime on Vanished Files. What do you think? Did the Black Sox get a raw deal, or was justice served? Drop your thoughts below. And join us tomorrow for another gripping tale of mystery and mayhem. Subscribe, hit the bell, and stay curious. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.